This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Hey, welcome into the First Alert Weather Breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Thank you very much for joining us here for the day. Today, it is the last weather podcast of 2025. Hey, it is New Year's Eve. Welcome on in. We have the full forecast lined up for your festivities here for late tonight. This is the only time of year, well, I mean, I guess it's acceptable anytime to give you a forecast for midnight, but nobody goes around asking, hey, what's the forecast for midnight on June the 14th, for example? No, Andrew. The point is, hey, I have Andrew right behind me, yes. We'll have him on later. This is going to be a really cool segment dealing with him for exclusive content here for the day today. On the First Alert Weather Breakdown. Maybe a little more tailored to sports than usual, but it still needs to be done. We're going to recap a great Independence Bowl as well here for tomorrow. I'm getting off a little more off on a tangent, but essentially, to go back to my original point, nobody usually asks about the midnight forecast for any specific day of the year. It'd be very intriguing if you did, but essentially this is the one time a year where I get to give like the overnight forecast. And the other side of we always give you kind of the point is midnight. We will have that forecast here for you late tonight. In addition to that, I'm going over our full list now. We are going over the long-term forecast, the 12-day. We'll bring that up briefly here for you. And maybe see when we can finally get rain in here, because unfortunately we are in a drought, and we could be in more of a drought over the next couple of days too. We'll try to see when we could get our next round of rain that might include a little bit of mixed precip. We'll see. We'll look at that in a little while. In addition to that, we also have Andrew Wellmann right behind me. Again, we're going to recap the Independence Bowl. Both when it came to the actual game, both of us were at the game, and when it came to the actual weather as well. We'll recap that as well, because it was a beautiful day yesterday, but a very intriguing weather day as well. Even some few aspects of it that I didn't really even expect either. Anyways, we'll get into all that later. Let's get into the forecast here that'll go over the first few days of the new year, including the rest of the day today as well. Here is a live look out into downtown Shreveport. And hey, we've had plenty of abundant days of sunshine and blue skies, and this one is no different for you. Beautiful outlook there into downtown Shreveport and Bossier. The same thing goes for Texarkana. Not a cloud in the sky. I mean, not only is it no shot of rain that we're getting around here, it's no cloud cover that we're getting around here either, even touching any spots of the Arklatex, to be quite frank with you. Here's our weather headlines. And everything that surrounds our weather headlines is pretty much just warmer temperatures overall. That's the biggest change that we have for you coming up in the days ahead. It starts with us being cool here for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Cool, but not cold, but also still not entirely on the warm side of things. What I mean by that is, again, we are warming up temperatures from earlier this week, but we're not really reaching T-shirt and choice weather until we get into Friday. Essentially, we're taking a little bit of some steps up in the temperatures and eventually getting ourselves into an incredible warm day for early January on Friday here for January the 2nd. Then for the weekend, we cool back on down. We're going to check on the exact numbers here in just a little bit, and that's going to be still in with some continued sunshine around the Arklatex here for you. Temperatures right now off into the 50s. Just so you know, I mean, yesterday we didn't even these temperatures were pretty much the high temperatures of yesterday, and we've already reached that at 10:30 a.m. The point is, we're rapidly increasing the temperatures more into this afternoon. 49 in the Texarkana, 54 in Shreveport, 48 in Minden, still some upper 30s into spots of DeQueen. But besides that, most of us, again, are warming up. That's the biggest trend. That's the biggest change that we have for you that we really want to keep you first alert about in the next several days. So here's essentially those warm temperatures filing on into the region here for the day today, tomorrow, and Friday. Overall, next 3 days, we continue to warm things up more and more and more day in and day out. The one exception to that will be for this weekend. A little cold front comes on in, tries to dip down our temperatures a little bit, but overall, on the grand scheme of things, we still maintain warmer than average temperatures here for the next pretty much week in play here for you. All right, so let's get into some numbers about it, because highs today will reach the 60s. Yes, above 60 degrees, 63 into Texarkana, 62 into DeQueen, 63 in for Foreman, 64 in Mount Pleasant, 65 in for Carthage, 64, for center. Highs today across northwest Louisiana, also all around the mid-60s here for the day today. So again, we get to highs around that mark, but let's see how New Year's fares for us. First of all, heading into midnight tonight, temperatures right around the mid to upper 40s. So warmer than the temperatures that we've had of the past 2 to 3 mornings here for you, but still cold overall. You're definitely going to need the sweatshirt out here for late tonight, but I don't think it's heavy coat weather by any means. So essentially, that's going to be the main headline here for you late tonight, as we should maintain clear skies through midnight tonight. That's going to be great and pleasant. We'll have more on that in a little bit. Meanwhile, temperatures for New Year's Day ramp up another 5 degrees or so, up into the upper 60s, and then take the biggest leap into Friday. And some of that has to deal with Friday morning starting off in the 50s. It's going to be actually a very warm morning to start off your Friday, and that's going to lead us into temperatures in the upper 70s, maybe touching 80 degrees here for Friday in just 2 days' time. That's going to be really impressive here for you around the Arctic. Certainly T-shirt and shorts weather for you then. But in the grand scheme of in the overall pattern here, we maintain warm temperatures, but that 78-degree day is going to be an outlier. So you remember Christmas week last week where we had nothing but nonstop upper 70s, lower 80s throughout most of Christmas week, and lots of record highs broken over that week? That could potentially happen, yes, on Friday, but it doesn't happen for consecutive days. And the point of which being is, yes, the streak of the next several days is going to contain warmer than average temperatures, but it is not going to be to the same degree of how Christmas week was. I don't think it's going to be that warm throughout the next several days. We have 60s for highs, still cool days overall, all the way through Sunday for 4 out of the next 5 days. Again, that one exception is your Friday. Now, not only do our afternoons warm up, our mornings are also going to do the same thing as well. Still some cool mornings for you too, yes, but I don't think we're seeing 20s and 30s anymore for at least the next little while, where our mornings could even be woken. You could even wake up to some 50s in the morning hours starting on the Friday, and that could continue on into your Saturday in the process as well. So that's the grand scheme of the temperatures there for you. Again, getting warm, and definitely having one very warm day in mind here on the 2nd of January in 2 days, but we're thankfully not, I guess, staying immensely warm to where we're sweating here on too many days in early January. All right, so let's talk about the next weather maker, because we haven't talked too much about rainfall in and of itself. If you're going to get rain across the next 7 days, it would be on Friday. And even then, it is the slimmest chance of rain coming with this cold front that's coming on through. This is going to drop those high temperatures that we just saw from Friday down into the 60s again here for the weekend. This comes quickly after that very warm day here for your Friday. In fact, this cold air, or little cold shipment of air, comes through here for your Friday night after a very warm Friday afternoon. That's going to lead into those cooler temperatures, but it only gives us the slimmest chance of rain. Essentially, it's a weak cold front chugging on through, mainly giving us cloudy skies. The way I like to look at it is you have enough moisture for the cloud cover, you don't have enough moisture for the rain. That's pretty much what we got on our future track here for you. So let's track it out on our short-term future track. Again, right now through late tonight, all the way through firework time. Did you see it in any cloud in the sky? I don't think so. No. Exactly. Andrew agrees. So the point is we remain completely clear of not only rain, but cloud cover here all the way through tonight here for your New Year's Eve. Clouds will be back for late Thursday. It's going to be late Thursday night, late New Year's Day night, heading on into early Friday. And technically, this isn't even the cold front coming through. The cold shipment air gets like way delayed behind. This is almost like a warm front coming on through with some moisture before a cold front swings in behind late on Friday and the early Saturday. That maybe gives us the tiniest chance of rain then as well, but you see it's not widespread scattered storms by any means. It's not even like a stray chance of rain either. In fact, our rainfall potential map doesn't have a single green dot anywhere around the Arctic, not just on that time frame, but over the next 7 days. We still are just rolling on with the sunshine day in and day out, as most of the rain will be way off to our east here over the next several days, which means this will worsen the drought. That's something we're going to dive into a lot more early next week, because we have continued dry conditions around. But good news for the drought is that unlike our 7-day forecast, which does not have a single chance of rain on it, beyond the next 7 days, so this would be heading into late part of next week and the following weekend. This would be, I believe, the weekend of January 10th and 11th, the second weekend of January. We're watching out for either one or multiple rounds of rain coming on through. This is the prediction outlook presented to us by the Climate Prediction Center, which essentially looks into like the long term and into the 12-day forecast. And you see that deep green shade all across the Arklatex and most of the central portion of the United States. That essentially tells us that we should be getting rain. We should be getting a massive round of rain, a good scattered round of storms here for you. Again, somewhere in the 2-week out period, between a week and a half away, somewhere in that ballpark. And that would fall, again, somewhere around late next week or into the following weekend, or both. We'll see. The point is, next 7 days are dry, which you'll find in the 7-day forecast coming up. But we have rain coming back in the thorough 12-day forecast. All right, so New Year's Eve, kind of going in the lifestyle forecast to kind of summarize everything, kind of put everything together. Again, highs today, above 60 degrees. Plenty of sunshine that leads into clear skies tonight, which will be great to view fireworks, but at the same time, it will be in the 40s tonight, so please make sure to bundle up at least with a sweatshirt or so. Then for your New Year's Day, it's pretty similar. If anything, high temperatures could be about a few degrees warmer in for tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a little bit of cloud cover shows up, especially late in the afternoon too, but we still maintain dry conditions, as we just discussed thoroughly through the long-term, the future track there for you. All the way through the weekend, still no rain. It'll be a beautiful weekend out for you. Highs, though, in the 60s. Again, highs are in the 60s 4 out of the next 5 days. It includes New Year's Eve today, New Year's Day tomorrow. The one outlier to that is going to be Friday, where highs are in the 70s, in mid to upper 70s at that, too. But it cools back on down for the weekend. Again, here's the thorough 7-day forecast here for you. 64 today, up to 78 for Friday. Back down to the 60s here for the weekend before back up into the lower 70s there for Monday and Tuesday. And again, we have several warmer mornings for you lined up in the 40s and 50s, kind of packed throughout the long term as well after maybe a cold morning still in limbo here for tomorrow. But regardless of what the temperatures do, as they are continuing to go up and down here over the next week or so, we still maintain warmer than average conditions and lots of sunshine. No rain chance, at least through Tuesday of next week. Yeah, kind of wild. We're stuck in limbo and stuck with 70 degrees, even in the first few days on 1 or 2 days, or maybe more for January. The point is it's starting off incredibly warm here for the first week of January and the first week of 2026. How about it? All right, don't go anywhere. After this, we have our exclusive content, which is going to dive into the Independence Bowl. I know what happened in the past, and most of the weather is looking forward to the future, but we're going to have a good discussion on what the forecast was, how it played in the game, and talk more on the game itself with our own Andrew Wellmann sitting across from me. We will recap all of the bowl game and see how it went and give you some analysis, both in terms, again, sports and weather, coming up after this quick commercial break. Stick around. Hey, welcome back to the first look with a breakdown. I keep forgetting that I keep speaking when I still have the "We will be right back" slate up. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm back now. Hi, you see me. Welcome on. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomas in here. I know we always again look forward to the future and most of our weather forecasts, but we wanted to take just a cool look back, especially because it's first time. I wouldn't say first time, but this is our annual game, our annual bowl game, especially for college football fans. Weather's important to it. Independence Bowl. We're going to do a quick recap, and what better way to do it than to bring on the man who worked several hours on this yesterday as well. You did. You honestly did, okay? You can't be wrong about that, okay?
I was there a long time.
You gave us the full rundown of everything, all the highlights, several live shots from the Independence Bowl. Anyways, Andrew Wellmann, KSLA News 12 sports reporter. First of all, how are you feeling today? You just told me you're a little tired, which is honestly understandable.
So, with all the stuff leading up to the Independence Bowl, been very busy. Me and Chris Demersion have been working a lot, so a little tired, but it's over. We're gonna put together some stuff to talk about the game, and it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic there for you. I'm looking forward to the rundown here for this little podcast we have for I guess the next 10 minutes or so. So. I guess just heading into the game itself, what were your expectations like for both teams? And I guess how did that play out into the actual game itself?
So I expected Coastal Carolina to come out with a lot of energy, honestly. At the pregame presser the day before, Coach Jeremiah Johnson, this is his first time interim, serving as an interim head coach. He's actually going to be moving on to Kansas State as a defensive backs coach. After the game ended, so now he's going to be there next season. But he said in the presser that this is maybe his only opportunity to be a head coach of a college football team, and he wanted to go 1-0. And you could see that with his team. They came out very energized. I believe they scored on one of their early possessions in that first quarter. Defense was flying around, forcing turnovers, making it really hard for Louisiana Tech to get things going. Tempers were definitely flaring here and there. I believe one player from Louisiana Tech ended up headbutting a Coastal Carolina player. He got taken out of the game. Wasn't kicked out, but I don't think he played the rest of the game from a Tech standpoint.
Wow.
A lot of players, talking back and forth. It was, and that's gonna be a little fun thing in the future. Louisiana Tech's set to move to the Sun Belt, so that could be a future rivalry for years to come.
I was thinking about that during the game too.
Because I just didn't expect them.
They move into the Sun Belt Conference next year.
Yeah, either next year or in 2027. Most likely, it's looking like it's gonna be next year.
Okay.
But these teams seemed like they didn't like each other. Louisiana Tech got up to a slow start. Coastal Carolina was up 14-3 at the half.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana Tech's offense just couldn't get anything going in that first half. I will say shout out to Keegan Kent. He is a Evangel Christian Academy alumni.
There you go.
Freshman got to score his first ever collegiate points in the Independence Bowl in front of his hometown, so that was pretty cool. And then the punter, of course, pretty much the whole special teams unit for Louisiana Tech was from Shreveport. John Hoyt Chance made a kick. I believe he won MVP of the game as a punter because he averaged over 50 yards per punt.
Didn't he also get the long field goal?
Yeah, he got a 51-yard field goal at the start of the third quarter. He was sensational. I talked to him earlier this week, and he just said he really wanted to have a really solid performance because he actually last year this is where he made his college debut was at the Independence Bowl, so he was able to come back, perform well in front of his family. But the second half of the game was all Louisiana Tech. They outscored Coastal Carolina 20-0 in that second half. Their defense was phenomenal. 3 forced turnovers in that second half. I believe there was 7 turnovers between both teams.
Yes, it was. 7 turnovers, 25 penalties, which is something different. But it kind of just goes to show you a little bit of a grind between the two teams.
Yeah, the penalties I thought was kind of funny in terms of the sense of before the game, I believe Louisiana Tech had the least amount of penalties, at least in the Conference USA, and they're pretty much up there for the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So to see them have so many penalties definitely surprised me because it's a very disciplined team. Coach Cumby runs a really good ship over there. I think I was really happy for the fans here who got a chance to see the Louisiana Tech defense up close and personal.
So cool.
We've seen it in a couple games this year where they just completely flipped the switch and they shut teams down, especially in that second half. Coastal couldn't get anything going, multiple turnovers. All-American Ja'Cory Foster, my bad, ended the game with an interception. And in the post-game presser, I asked him about it, and he said he wanted to try to go score, but before that drive, his coaches were like, if you get an interception, just take a knee, and we won the game. So he listened, but he's like, I think I could have scored. He said after, he's like, I think I could have took that back to get some extra points.
Bonus points, last game of the year. Last, minute of the year.
Yeah. Louisiana Tech, this is their first 8-win season since 2019, which is actually the last time they won a bowl game, which was the Independence Bowl, where they beat Miami, I believe. And with their win, they are now the tied for the most Independence Bowl wins with Ole Miss. So, Ole Miss, Louisiana Tech, same thing.
Same rank,
Same ranking.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really cool seeing, especially with how college football is going right now. A lot of the time, people, especially in bigger, higher-up medias, like to say that these bowl games don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing the joy on Coach Cumby's face, the players so excited after, the family members coming down on the field to celebrate with their kids and their brothers, their sisters. These games matter.
We really relished in that, and I think some people were saying it was a little unfortunate that Louisiana Tech got the same bowl game twice in 2 years. But it's almost like a homecoming in for Shreveport. You were telling me that with all the special teams members just being from Shreveport. Just having that experience alone is just cool, even if it's just on a yearly basis.
Yeah, what was really cool, too, is in that fourth quarter, me and you were both there. We could hear the fans, especially because the Tech fans filled up the stadium pretty well, cheering on the team for the defense, the offense. The energy had shifted in their favor in that second half.
Yeah.
And I talked to Cedric Woods, their corner. He played his 59th game with the Bulldogs, which that's a super rare thing you see now in college football, to see someone stay.
Especially with the transfer portal. Yeah.
He stayed there also. I believe that's his 6th year at Louisiana Tech. He was a grad student, so he spent 6 years there, 59 games. And after the game, he was like, it felt like I got one more home game by playing at here in Shreveport.
That's so cool.
He clearly really appreciated it. And he even talked about his journey, playing for Louisiana Tech and under Coach Cumby. The first 3 seasons, I believe they went 3-9. It wasn't pretty. Last year, 5-7, a little disappointing. This year, he's like, we finished the year 8-5. We win a bowl game. He's like, he feels happy knowing that he's leaving the program in a better place than when he first got there.
That's so cool.
And it was just really cool to see the players' reactions to winning the games and everything, the just pure joy on their faces. Coach Cumby celebrating with his family after and everything. These games, as much as they're not for the playoffs or anything, they mean so much to these players, to these teams. And the city of Shreveport had a great time. The stadium was extremely full, and it's a Tuesday
tailgate.
The tailgate was good. It's a Tuesday afternoon at 1 p.m. You don't necessarily expect a lot of people to take the day off, but stadium was packed. The energy was good, and it was cold. I will say this: I was about
to ask about the weather.
I was in the north end. I want to say the north end zone. The one.
Where? Describe your surroundings, because
the VIP boxes were above me.
That's the south end zone.
Okay, I was in the south end zone. My bad.
Yeah.
There was a shadow over it the
whole game.
And absolutely freezing. And I had to take off my winter coat because they gave us a vest to wear on the sideline.
Yeah.
Did not fit well over the jacket. It was very uncomfortable. So I was like, I'm just going to take this jacket off. I'll be okay. Because, normally during a football game, we're able to move up and down the sideline. So you're moving enough where even if it's chilly, you're not getting cold.
The weather was so intriguing for that game because it was like if you were in the shade, you were freezing. But if you were in the sunlight.
Oh, the sun felt hot.
The sun felt hot. And if you look really closely, if you saw on the show this morning, for any of you who saw the show this morning, but you can even tell a little bit now maybe through the I'll let you just see my face only first and foremost. I have a little red on my nose.
Oh, no, I felt it towards the end of the game. My nose was starting
At first, I thought it was just from my nose being cold from yesterday, especially because it was chilly at the end of the game once the sun actually went down. This is a sunburn. This is a sunburn. I was in the sun most of the game because I was on the north. I was towards the north end of the end zone, that's where I was sitting the whole game long. And as I said, we were in the sunlight probably for 80% of the game until the last few minutes. And I felt the sun beaming on my legs, but I was like, okay, those are covered. I didn't really think about my face at all. But getting sunburned on a 40-degree day, I mean, I get it happens, but just kind of wild.
Like when you go skiing, people get sunburned while skiing.
I actually took off my sweatshirt for like 20 minutes, though, because I just felt too hot. Even though it was like a 40, 50-degree day, that was how powerful the sunlight was.
You were definitely feeling the wind, too. It was cutting through. Whenever it would blow, I could feel it, and I was shaking me to my bones. One thing that was nice, not a cloud in the sky yesterday.
Oh yeah,
I
that
was-
made
in between-
the picture so
I'll say
amazing.
in between the plays, I'd lay down
Yeah.
because my back was starting to hurt. And I'd look up and then just nothing in the sky, and it was so pretty. And
Amazing.
it was just a unbelievable,
Beautiful atmosphere, beautiful
yeah,
weather for
beautiful weather. Like that's perfect. As much as it's chilly for us, that's perfect football
Yeah.
weather. Like
Yeah.
that is the quintessential how it should be when you're playing football.
it. Last comment I'll make about the weather and about this period before we go. I was talking with our own evening anchor Jeff Horchak, who I was with throughout most of the game, and we both noted the same thing. If this game was at night, it would have been so much more worse and cold.
Oh, it would have been horrible.
It would have been horrific. Did
Would've been
you?
freezing.
You probably didn't even see. I did my weather's live. My weather hits for the morning show yesterday morning live, previewing the Independence Bowl. It was in the 20s and 30s all morning long. I was shivering. I had a beanie on. I had to put a beanie on to cover my ears to make sure that everything there stayed warm. It was cold. And you did a live shot even at the 9 a.m. show.
And it was cold. The only thing I didn't have is a beanie, and I did it the other day too when I was on the parade float for
Yeah,
the red rally, and it was
Red Rally.
freezing. I couldn't wear a beanie because
on the Run.
I don't have a solid color beanie, and TV rules. We have to
That's
wear
fair.
solid color with no logos. All I have is a Pelicans beanie, so unfortunately was not allowed to wear it. So my ears were very cold.
Dang. But anyways, great atmosphere.
Yeah,
great
time.
game. LA Tech win. Obviously better for just kind of the home
region and
base up
everything,
around
yeah.
here, and great weather.
Yeah.
So made it for.
Thank you for the good weather, Evan.
You're welcome.
You do
I
control
was able
that,
to
right?
provide that. Of course. Anyways, thank you for joining me, Andrew.
Of
Very
course.
much appreciated. Always when you come on, and yeah, we'll see you again next time.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Thanks for watching the first Start with a Breakdown. We'll be back again tomorrow for the first episode of 2026. CJ Cartledge will be your host tomorrow morning. He will be on tomorrow for the first time in a week and a half. He was off all of Christmas week. He hasn't been able to get on the first half of this week. We kind of swapped schedules. Anyways, the point is he is your host of the first Start with a Breakdown here for the rest of this work week on Thursday and Friday. I will see you again Monday on the first Start with a Breakdown. I'll see you then. Be there, be square, and most importantly, at 10:30 here for tomorrow, stay weather aware. Have a good one. Happy New Year. Peace out.